Hey, good morning, everyone. Just coming to you today. It's been a little hard few days as I'm going through this healing process, but um, you know, when you go through breakups and situations, then you begin to think about certain things, certain scenarios and situations begin to play out in your head, and you're just like, man, why didn't I? Why did I do this? Why didn't I do that? And you even go as far as to, well, I know I do. Like, I shouldn't even talk to that person. If I just had never even talked to that person, I wouldn't even be going through this. And that may be true. I'm not gonna say that is not true. It may be true. If you didn't talk to them, you wouldn't be going through this. But at the same token, it might be what may have been necessary for you to get what you need to get out of it. You know, I think what messes people up a lot is just when you're experiencing a relationship and the breakup is the rejection that you feel in that. And the rejection, I'm going to tell you, is like it's a hard sting, and it's just a real, like, you might as well take a bullet to the heart when you're dealing with rejection, because it doesn't feel good. And then it plays into, the video that I did the other day about insecurities when you get that rejection. And I know a lot of times people will say, to try and make you feel better, that, oh, that says something about that person and who they are as to how they may have treated you or acted towards you. And so, and true enough, yes, it may be say something about that person, but at the end of the day, it still doesn't make you feel good to know that you have been rejected. I remember telling somebody, like, yeah, it may be speaking to that person that they rejected me. However, at the same token, it's still my feelings that have been wounded in the process, because, I was just being genuine, true, and authentic in how I felt about things. And so, I equated that to, like, and forgive me, I'm not trying to offend anybody, but, when there's a drive-by shooting and you have innocent bystanders that end up getting shot, they're not even a part of whatever is going on in that person's head who's making that decision to shoot in a crowd of people and cause, injury, if not death, to an innocent bystander. But at the end of the day, that person, whoever, that got hit by that bullet, either, they have, a life-changing, injury, or is death. So, and it does speak to the person that shot the bullet, because it had nothing to do with the person that actually got hit by the bullet. But yet and still, they were affected by it nonetheless. And so it is in these relationships when we get rejected by people. I don't know. I'm like I said, I'm going through this process, and I'm not gonna lie, it's hard. It is hard. But I know that as time goes on, and as I talk about this more and more, I know that healing will come. And if I don't know anything else, I know that God, He is a healer. And He will, a broken and contrite heart, He will no way despise. And that's what the Bible says. So I have to hold on to that. But it doesn't mean that while I'm going through this process that I don't hurt. It doesn't mean that while I'm going through this process, I don't feel the pain of this situation, because I do. But yet and still, I know that, I'll get through it. Um, I just, I think about a lot of stuff. Kind of have been coming to my mind is like past relationships that I have been in. And it's funny because one of the guys that I dated, he called me, and he's been kind of like asking me to give him a shot and go out with him. I'm like, no, 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 no. Hell to the no, 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 no. And I'm like, and he's like, sure, nope, bro. Unless I fell, slipped, and hit my head on some butter, soft margarine at that, and get a mild concussion, it's not happening. Because, no, I'm good. I'm good. Mm-mm. So, but I've been thinking about even in that relationship, how stuff went even with that, I talk to him now, and I don't think he's cool to talk to, just not for me to be in a relationship with, though, because I did that, and I did that off and on for 4 years with him, and it was he was one too that I kind of caught. He cheated on me too, and I caught him. And I told you guys, like, I got some stories, right? So I was with this man for 4 years, and in those 4 years, when I first started dating him, I think my youngest daughter, she might have been like 9-10 months, and I just thought, oh wow, he's just, coming from, dealing with my daughter's father, and coming out of that relationship, and then turning around and dealing with him. I was like, oh, he's just so great. I thought this man was the business, okay? And so then, I'm dating him and everything. And he was like pressuring me to get into a relationship with him because I didn't, I wasn't going to do it and everything. And then I did. And then instead of me, which everybody should do, male and female, instead of me taking my time to really check out what this guy was about, I didn't. And I ended up sleeping with him. Probably a month. And so, I don't know, I just kind of had this feeling. And I remember, like, right after that, he had the nerve to break up with me. And I was like, wow. And so, after that, he broke up with me. I think we was, like, still hanging out. So then there was a situation that happened where his daughter was having a birthday party. And he invited me to come to the birthday party. So I got a sitter, paid the sitter, got my hair done, paid, for all this stuff. Do you know that this raggedy dude did not call me at all for the rest of the night to even tell me where the party was, right? Now, you would think that I'd be done with him after that, right? No, I was hurt, but nope, you guys. I ended up talking to him. And I reached out to him. That was the thing. I had reached out to him, and I talked to him because he never reached out to me to try and fix anything, talk to me about anything. And I told him how shady he was with what he did. And he was like, yeah, I want to talk to you. And I remember telling him, no, we ain't going to be talking, especially when you're the one that created the impasse and the offense. And so I said what I had to say, and I was that. And then after that, I still was, we hung out because apparently I just couldn't get enough. And I remember telling my mom, I said, Mom, here's the thing. I'm going to stay. I stay and I deal with situations because I'm going to exhaust it until I can get to a complete point where I know I can walk away, right? So I'm going to give you enough rope to hang yourself. Now, either you're going to take that rope and you're going to build us a swing and we can sit on the swing together, or you're going to take that rope and hang it up on a tree and then hang yourself. Either way, I'm open, okay? So, this guy, he was just, I was hearing he was talking to this person and that person. And so finally, it had came to a point. I remember I had went and, what did I, I had went and he oh, so at this point I was working part-time. I just had, I was working part-time. I wasn't making a whole lot of money, and I had, at this point, like I said, my daughter was probably about a year, maybe 2, and I was like, and so I was on food assistance, and I would go to the grocery store, of course, shop for my household, and then I asked him, did you want anything? And I get him some, and then it just morphed into me then buying groceries for his house. And let me tell you, this dude never once ever gave me money for the groceries I was getting from him. And then I was washing his clothes, never once gave me money for detergent. Mind you, the job that he worked at, he was at top pay. He was getting 40 plus hours, every week. So you had the money, but never kicked me down, not nothing. Okay. And I'm doing all this. So I remember it was R. Kelly was coming to town. It was in February. And it was 2000, what was it, 2015? No, 14. And R. Kelly was coming to town. And I was like, oh, let's go to R. Kelly. Nope, he didn't want to go. So I said, okay. Well, then there was, who was it? James Ingram, I think, was coming to Jazz Alley. So I was like, oh, this would be perfect, because I was leaving for training for like 2 weeks down in California. So I was going to miss Valentine's Day. So this was around Valentine's Day. And so I told him, let's plan to do this, on this day. I have something planned out before I leave. Let's do this. And so he was like, okay. Y'all, let me tell you what this mother sucker did, okay? He then, like 2 days later, he goes, so my mom, she's a part of this old ladies group, and they go to Leavenworth to go shopping every year. And so I got to take her. I don't want to take her, but I got to take her. And I mean, he's telling me, and I'm believing him, because he's making this so real, like it's a real thing. So I was like, okay, no problem. So on that Saturday, he was supposed to, I think it was like February 6th, because I think I flew out February 9th, and that was like a Tuesday. And so we went to go work out on that Saturday and everything. So I took his clothes, his wet clothes, and the rest of his laundry, and I was going to wash them, right? I'd already, given you groceries and everything like that. So I'll call this man, and so he gave me his clothes and like, all right, I'll talk to you later. Now, when I talked to him, it was like 10:30, 11, 10:30, about 11 or so, when I left. Didn't hear from this man for a whole 26 hours and 5 minutes, okay? From Saturday until Sunday, okay? Didn't hear from this man at all. And so I was calling the phone. It just was seeming weird. Something just didn't seem right? And so I finally talked to him on, I think it was a Monday, and here he goes, well, he was all, my phone does this funny stuff again. It does this funny stuff, because that's what he used his phone. So I said, okay. And I let it go. I didn't even trip about it, Well, I did, but not much I could do it. He said it wasn't so, then okay, it's not so. So I let that go, right? Probably about 3 weeks later, I was on the phone with him, and something just was, we was on the phone, and he got phone with me early, and it just seemed weird that he got off the phone with me. That just the way he got off and how early it was. So probably about 9 o'clock, I was calling his phone, he wouldn't answer. Calling, he wouldn't answer. I was like, okay. So then, y'all, let me tell you. Something said, go see. That same something that I caught the other dude that I was with for 2 years. Something told me, go see. And I was like, ugh. So I drove over there. So he had 2 parking spots where he lived. And one was his car. The other parking spot, there was usually nobody there. Well, there was a car parked there. So I was like, okay, this is weird. And so I kept calling. He didn't answer. So I went home and I actually took a Tylenol PM because I was like, let me, I need to go to sleep. My mind, needs to rest. I swear to you on everything I love, I'm sleeping, and in my dream, I'm having this dream that I catch him with this woman, not knowing who she is, but I catch him. I swear to you, I woke up. I didn't even sleep. I think I only slept for maybe an hour and a half. I woke up. Y'all, I was up, couldn't sleep. I said, you know what? I'm going to get up. I got dressed. I went over to his house. And I sat there. So where he lived at that time, there's these apartments, right? And you walk in the door, and you could either go straight to another door where there's 2 apartments on that level, or you go up the stairs, and there's 2 apartments up there. So he lived up the stairs, but the stairs are shaped like an L, right? So I sat on the lower part of the L of the stair, and I propped the door open. So like if I had to run, you wouldn't hear the door propping open. So I sat there. I sat there for like 3 hours. Finally, I heard people moving. I got up and I ran out, right? So there's all these bushes, right? Kind of like these bushes right here, right? Okay. So I'm all running, and I'm like down here in the bushes, like this, like trying to see, right? So, and I'm down here in the bushes, and I'm hiding, and I think I went through 3 different spots. So I was at one spot where you could see the door from up this little stairway, and I was like, no, they gonna see me. Then I went to another spot, and they was gonna see me. Then finally I was like, okay, I'm gonna get here right in these bushes. So I'm right here in the bushes, like these, and I'm waiting, and I'm watching, and I hear them talking to the lady and the little girl. Okay, I'll call you later. Man, so you're caught. So then I follow. She goes to her car. Then I walked to my car because nobody knew who I was. And I go to the gas station. Now let me tell you something, y'all. If you gonna be the cheater, please, by all means, cheat up. Cheat up. Don't cheat and then you cheat down, like at the bottom of the barrel, gutter basement, okay? Like you done pressed the down arrow for the elevator and went to the lowest of the lowest. You went past the basement. You went right to the gutter and picked up just the worst looking thing you can think of. I see this chick. Y'all, I promise you on everything I love, this girl looked like a mud duck gargoyle, okay? And I'm thinking, are you serious? She's all fat and everything, and face looking beat. Looked like somebody took just, a shoe. One of them little old, like one of them little tennis shoes that they'll probably give you in jail that I be seeing on a lockup all the time that they be issuing to the passenger. Look like they took a shoe and just beat her in the face. Okay? And I'm like, are you seriously? You gonna cheat on me with this? So I'm gonna tell y'all, if you gonna be cheating, cheat up. No, cheat up. Cause then you make me think you got a problem. And quite frankly, he did. So when I confronted him about it, this dude act like he didn't know what I was talking about. Shartae, what do you mean? Who? So I said, who is? No. So what happened was he called me the next morning. He was like, oh, what's going on? I see you's blown up. Something happened to my phone. Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. So I think he had an appointment. So he was like, I was like, you getting ready for your appointment? He was like, you can take me. Not a problem. I'll go. Hey. I'm playing all like that. So I'll go over there. And I was like, hey, what's going on? He was like, nothing much. What's going on with you? Nothing much. Did you have company over here last night? He's like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? What? He was doing, what? Did you have company over here last night? What? Shartae, what do you mean? Did you have company over here last night? And he's still sitting up here. So finally, I just said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and put you out your misery. I know you had company over here. And I busted him all the way up. And this still was lying about it, okay? Like, I seen it with my eyes. And this is why I say to people, if you suspect the person that you're with is cheating, don't just sit there. No, go and see. Because these people will lie to as long as they can in trying to deceive you and making you think that what you saw or what you know is not. So he was trying. I said, I saw it with my own eyes. Man, I went off on this dude so bad. I was just done. I was like, I'm sitting up here buying you groceries, doing your laundry and everything else, and you got this old fugly looking broad up in here. Are you serious? I was actually saying other words, y'all, but I don't cuss anymore, so I ain't gonna say all that I said, but let me tell you, it's some serious explicits, right? Man, and so he was still trying to lie. Then, I'm gonna be honest with you, and then he said, oh, my daughter's mom stayed the night because she was having a problem at her home, blah, blah. So he's sitting up here spilling this whole story. So I said, you're not being honest with me. I caught you. So how are you being honest? See how stupid people are? They gonna act like they doing you a favor and you already done caught them. I was like, get up out of here. So, you know, and he did some other stuff, but I get it. Go until next time. But, you know, yeah, he's been trying to ask me out, and I'm just like, no, I haven't slipped and hit my head on some butter and got a concussion. So that would be a no-go at this station. I don't think so. But he's cool to talk to. But yeah, no, we can never be together. Ever. Not never, ever, ever. All right, y'all. Till next time. You probably hear from me later. Bye.